The Nuremberg Laws were two separate anti-Semitic and racist laws enacted by the Nazi government on September 15, 1935. The first being the Reich Citizenship Law, and the second being the Law for the Protection of German Blood and German Honor. Introduced by Hitler at the 7th Annual Nazi Party held in Nuremberg from September 10th through the 16th of 1935. He hoped these new laws would protect the German blood. The Reich Citizenship Law declared that only those of German or related blood were eligible to be Reich citizens. The remainder were classed as state subjects without citizenship rights. The wording in the Citizenship Law, that a person must prove, by his conduct, that he is willing and fit to faithfully serve the German people and Reich, meant that political opponents could also be stripped of their German citizenship. This law was effectively a means of stripping Jews, Roma, and other undesirables of their legal rights and their citizenship. The Law for the Protection of German Blood and German Honor prohibited marriages and extramarital intercourse between Jews and Germans, and forbade the employment of German females under 45 in Jewish households. Out of foreign policy concerns, prosecutions under the two laws did not commence until after the 1936 Summer Olympics, held in Berlin. The Nuremberg Laws had a crippling economic and social impact on the Jewish community. Emigration was problematic, as Jews were required to remit up to 90% of their wealth as a tax upon leaving the country. By 1938, it was almost impossible for potential Jewish emigrants to find a country willing to take them. Persons convicted of violating the marriage laws were imprisoned. Upon completing their sentences, were rearrested by the Gestapo and sent to Nazi concentration camps. For the most part, Germans accepted the Nuremberg Laws, partly because Nazi propaganda had successfully swayed public opinion towards the general belief that Jews were a separate race, but also because to oppose the regime meant leaving oneself open to harassment or arrest by the Gestapo. Jewish citizens were harassed and subjected to violent attacks. They were actively suppressed, stripped of their citizenship and civil rights, and eventually completely removed from German society. As Jews became more and more excluded from German society, they organized social events, schools, and activities of their own. Non-Jews gradually stopped socializing with Jews or shopping in Jewish-owned stores, many of which closed due to a lack of customers. Following the events of the implementation of the Nuremberg Laws, other European Axis powers began passing similar legislation. In 1938, Fascist Italy passed the Italian Racial Laws and Manifesto of Race, which stripped Jews of their citizenship and forbade sexual relations and marriages between Jewish and non-Jewish Italians. Hungary passed laws on May 28, 1938 and May 5, 1939 banning Jews from various professions. A third law, added in August 1941, defined Jews as anyone with at least two Jewish grandparents and forbade sexual relations or marriages between Jews and non-Jews. In 1940, the ruling Iron Guard in Romania passed the law defining the legal status of Romanian Jews. 1941 saw Slovakia, Bulgaria, and Croatia enact similar laws as well. The Codex Judaicus was enacted in Slovakia, Bulgaria passed the Law for Protection of the Nation, and the Ustase in Croatia passed legislation defining who was a Jew and restricting contact with them.